dyslexic genius here. What I'm going to talk about is the specially decorated Triumph, but this goes for all Triumphs, and the motor chassis here of what I've done to it to improve it. So remember, I built a shaft here, and this has a square hole crank. This one was beat up like here. So usually on square holed Edisons like this early stuff, like spring motors and stuff, you stick the crank in, and it's doing this. And, you know, it's kind of like, I kind of like to have it like a male-female screw-on crank. So I built this, and then I adjusted everything. Very little. And that also helps in the cranking. So to move on, I talked about the bronze bearings. And you see how I put a bronze bearing in here into the arbor. And why did I do that? The reason I do that, it's not wiggling, it's straight. So what happens with these arbors, they're loose, and they do this. So when you're cranking it in the spring force, and you're fighting the spring force winding it up, it's pushing it like this or pushing it like this, trying to compensate for the slop. This way, on cranking it, it'll help it a lot better. It'll be a lot easier to crank up, and then the spring will be running more straight, I'd say. It doesn't have a kick to it, you know. Yes, I used stainless steel Allen screws on the motor, and I'm going to show you why. On the bronze bearings, you don't want to have a regular oval shaped button head screw that goes in here and you crush this thing. And it makes it easier for tightening. I also put all the gears in here with Allen head screws. So now you look at this and you go, okay, it made it a lot easier when you're adjusting to come in here and I can tighten it and feel it with the flats. You know, you want to do that. Now, with the bronze bearings, and all I've used is sewing machine oil, and I haven't graphited these gears, and I will later down the road. And you can see that this pinion gear here, number 3, is running dead center with that gear, which is the spring barrel drive gear is driving it right here. And these come from the phonographshop.com. I get nothing from Brian, but these are made out of steel. Don't worry about it. The originals were brass, and they do wear out. Now that we have this all together, adjusted everything, you barely tap, whoopsie, you barely tap the governor, and this thing spins up. You give it a harder tap. You see how smooth that is? And now if you get it off the ground, once you put some graphite grease on the gears, you won't hear that singing, especially it's coming from the governor drive gear right here. It does that echoing sound when it's running. And this is how you improve an Edison Triumph to make them run a lot better. I hope you're enjoying the videos on this. Now we have to do the spring barrels. I have one more arbor to put bronze bushings in, and that's my tip for the day.